Hello friends. Now today we are discussing about the structural organization of cell and its related points. Uh, Here I have drawn cells, animal cells and plant cell. It was revealed from the microscopic studies that every cell possesses three basic features in common. First one is plasma membrane. It is called the cell membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. These three uh, features, which we see in any type of cell, due to presence of these three features, all activities inside the cell and interactions of the cell with the environment are possible. So, due to these features, plant cell or animal cell interact interact with the environment around it. We're discussing one by one. First one is plasma membrane. It is somewhat long discussion. This is the outermost living thin and delicate covering of cell that separates the contents of the cell from external environment. It is the outermost covering which separates inside the contents uh, from the external environment. In almost all living organisms, cell membrane is seen around the cell. Cell membrane consists 75% phospholipid and 25% of protein, cholesterol, and polysaccharide. It is called a polysaccharide. So these things are used to make this cell membrane. Hence, cell membrane is living material. Presence of protein and lipids as a phospholipids, phosphate and lipid. It's called a phospholipids. Some molecules of phosphate are also present, so it is called the phospholipids. Provide Provides flexibility to plasma membrane and enables cell to engulf food and other materials from the surrounding environment, as for example amoeba. This process is called the endocytosis. Endocytosis is the process to obtain food in amoeba. It is due to pseudopodia. It engulfs some cell for its nutrition. And cell wall. Plant cell have cell wall. Cell wall is tough, rigid and non-living material of plant cell. It is only seen in plant cell, which is made up of cellulose. Now, the functions of plasma membrane or cell membrane. It allows or permits the entry and exits of some selective materials in and out of the cell. The cell membrane therefore act as a semi-permeable, selectively permeable, partially permeable or differently permeable membrane. Means only selective material should come inside and expel outside, not all the materials. Only selective materials can pass through the cell membrane. It helps to maintain the shape of the cell. It acts as a mechanical barrier and protects the internal contents of the cell from the leaking out. Material inside the cell cannot leak out through this membrane. It provides protection against microbes and foreign substances. Microorganisms just like bacteria, protozoan, viruses are also prevent to come inside. It gets modified to perform different functions, as for example microvilli in the intestine of human beings for absorption. In the villi which are located in the small intestine of human being, some modified cells have a microvilli. It is used for absorption of nutrients directly into the blood. Now transport across membrane. Diffusion. The spontaneous movement of the substance, solid, liquid or gas, from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration is called the diffusion. So, it is the spontaneous movement of substance from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is a sloppy way to transport material. This is called the diffusion. Here is an example. In this drawing, a cell is drawn. Inside it, carbon dioxide is more concentration inside the cell, and in external environment, carbon dioxide is lower concentration. Here it is separated by bigger letter and smaller letter. The bigger letter is shows higher concentration and smaller letter shows lower concentration. So from higher concentration, carbon dioxide is expelled out, and oxygen uh, moves inside the cell. In this way, the gaseous exchange takes place from the cell and its outer environment. Due to this difference in the concentration, carbon dioxide moves out and oxygen moves in. We have discussed. Now diffusion rate is faster in a gaseous than in liquids and solid. In liquid and solid, this diffusion rate is lower, but in gaseous state the rate is high. It plays an important role in a gaseous action between the cells and also between the cell and the external environment. Diffusion is also helps an organization to in obtaining nutrition from the surrounding environment. As for example, plant root. Plant root obtain their nutrition from the soil. In the soil, the nutrition is in higher concentration, whereas in root cells, it is lower concentration. It moves from outside to inside. In this way, this diffusion takes place. Osmosis. The movement of water molecules through a selectively permeable membrane along the concentration gradients, also called osmosis. So it is also same thing. It is taken place due to water. The movement of water across the plasma membrane is also affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. In other words, osmosis defined as the passage of water from region of high concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Again, semi-permeable membrane permits water to come inside or outside. Unicellular freshwater organisms and most plant cells tend to gain water through osmosis. So, plant cell from atmosphere and cell inside the leaves, and root cells from the soil and between root cell, the osmosis taken place. As for example, plant root absorb water from the soil. There are three positions, osmotic osmotic effects of on a cell due to solution. So this concentration of solution, the name of the solutions are hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Here the diagram. So in a hypotonic solution, if concentration of water is high outside the cell and low concentration inside the cell, the water goes from outside to inside. So cell gain water and it swells. But in isotonic solution, concentration of water on both the sides, it means inside and outside of the cell, are equal in proportion. It means uh, equal amount of water goes from outside to inside and inside to outside. So there is no swelling or shrinking of the cell. The cell remains the same size. But in a hypertonic solution, the concentration of water inside the cell is very high and outside lower concentration. So cell leaves the water. Cell lose the water and it will shrink. It means the cell shrink up and more water leaves than the cell received. तो रिसीव जो वाटर रिसीव करने की उसकी जो एबिलिटी है वो कम हो जाती है और आउटसाइड वाटर गोज आउटसाइड इज वेरी हाई प्रोपोर्शन, सो द सेल बिकम्स श्रिंक. नाउ here activity 5.3, this activity is on the page number 60. This is the activity 5.3. So here we have some experiment. Remove the shell of an egg by dissolving it in a dilute hydrochloric acid. The shell is mostly calcium carbonate. A thin outer skin now encloses the egg. Put the egg in pure water and observe 5 minutes, and the other egg, a dishelled egg, put this dishelled egg in a salt solution, concentrated salt solution for 5 minutes. After this activity, we observe that in activity A, means first activity, we observe that the egg cells, due to the entry of water inside the egg via osmosis, hence the egg swells. And in activity B, egg is placed in the concentrated salt solution, then the concentration of water outside the egg is lower, whereas inside the egg is higher, so water comes out and eggs become shrinks. This is also called osmosis. In activity 5.4, put dried raisins or apricots in plain water and leave them for some time. Same activity in salt solution and it pure water solution. So first diagram, when apricot placed in the pure or plain water, for the 4 to 5 hours, after 4 to 5 hours, if we observe, the apricot is swelled. But in a salt solution, concentrated salt solution, apricot shrinks. Why? Water comes out from the apricot, so it swells. Here are some facts that unicellular freshwater animals and most plant cells tend to gain water through osmosis. Absorption of water by plant roots is also an example of osmosis. In addition to diffusion and osmosis, the cell also obtains nutrition from its environment. Different molecules move in and out of the cell through a type of transport requiring use of energy. It is also a process of a kind of diffusion, but it costs energy. Now, at the end of the session, we have a homework. In-text question, there are 2 in-text questions and 2 extra questions. Second question contains D, A, B, C and D. Okay, this is the end of the session. Bye.